Well, Divock, thank you so much for taking time out to join us to reflect on that remarkable football match from last season. Look, we've just sat here, we've just relived it all over again. We'll talk about specific moments in the game in a second, but first of all, just talk to us about the atmosphere at Anfield that night, because it was quite something, wasn't it?
It was electric. It was something special, something that really warmed us as a player, that put us in a different state. Going to the stadium, seeing the fans, seeing all the smoke and everything they did, it was heartwarming.
So tell me what the atmosphere was like then in the days before that, when you were at Melwood, when you were getting ready for the match, because obviously you had this huge deficit from the first leg. What was the atmosphere like in training in the days leading up to the game?
I think it was positive, because we came off a good game that we won against Newcastle, which gave us a lot of energy and obviously kept us in the race for the league. So we just tried to recover from it, and we knew that Barcelona was coming, and we still enjoy playing on a big stage. So knowing us, knowing our mentality, we just wanted to go there and play the best football we can. And so the days before that it was sunny. We tried to relax. A lot of positive energy, and you could feel like it wasn't any sense of that we gave up. It was more of, okay, we recover. We came back from Newcastle, and we're going to go and fight against Barcelona.
And do you think maybe there was also a feeling that because it was 3 goals that you were down by, there was almost a sense there was nothing to lose? So it gave you maybe a little bit of freedom to go out there and play the way that Liverpool play?
I think it's definitely, it put the bar very high, which we like, because obviously you need to score 4 and not concede against one of the best teams in the world. And so it challenged us to dig very deep. And like you said, the fact that they scored 3 goals helped us to even more just go out there and play our football. We know our fundamentals, we know what we have to do, we know what makes us Liverpool. And same for the fans and same for everyone. And I think that game brought the best side of us up.
Listen, last week after the semi-final first leg, we spoke with Luis Garcia, who of course formerly played for Liverpool and Barcelona, and he told us that he thinks because it was such a big lead for Barca that maybe they went into that second leg sleepwalking a bit. And I'm just interested to know whether you got that sense out on the pitch that maybe they were doing that, or perhaps it was the approach from Liverpool that maybe had them rattled.
I do think that we were really, really super motivated, and we were on it. And I think focusing on, I remember me focusing really on what I had to do, because it was such an important moment. And so maybe Barcelona, it didn't work for their advantage, the fact that the atmosphere was so loud and we pressed them so high, and obviously we took risks as well because we knew we had to score goals. So the way we played, I think, was very courageous, and I think that was a big factor of helping to win that game and to make sure that Barcelona doesn't really come into their flow.
And you got that early goal after like 7 minutes or so. What's your emotion then? Because normally when you score a goal against Barcelona, like that is a moment to celebrate. But in that context, when you're chasing a team like that, you know, I guess it's immediately you're scoring 1 and thinking, right, we still need another 3.
That's exactly the reaction. I just felt like, look, we need to keep on going. Obviously, this puts us in the game. I was happy that it happened so early, but at the same time, still a long way to go. And you could see also in our body languages, it was just, yeah, we need to keep on going and keep scoring goals.
It's so nice to sort of get your reflections a year on, because I guess you've had time to process it. What do you remember from the messages that you got from the manager at half-time in the game?
So I think halftime he just made a couple of tactical adjustments and kept pushing us in the right direction. I think we had to keep on going. We had to maybe adjust 2 or 3 things, minor things. But overall, I think we were good in the game. And often when that happens, the coach doesn't really adjust that much. And he just gave us, fueled whatever energy was there with what he said. And so when we went outside, we just knew, like, look, this is possible and we need to keep on going. And I think in the dressing room as well, that's the first thing you could feel, like, yes, guys, this is good. We're doing well, but at the same time, we still have a long way to go. So, yeah, we need to go and keep on being brave.
Was it loud in there at half-time? Because I know you spoke beforehand about the energy that you wanted to bring. Or was it quite a calm and quiet place for those 15 minutes?
I do think that it was a place where I felt like everything we did was very energetic, but was still under control. We were in a good place mentally. I think we weren't thinking too much ahead or too much in the past. We were just in the moment, and at that time you could feel it, you could sense it, and it's important to be able to block out everything because it's a high pressure game. There's a lot at stake, a lot of energy coming from all sides, and I think as players we really had a mature stance emotionally and mentally in that halftime.
But despite all that, 11 minutes to go, you needed one more goal. I'm sure you've been asked about this goal many times in the last year since it happened. I'm really interested to know, at what point did you get the sense that that ball was coming in the box from Trent's corner? Did you see it before the ball started to move, or did it take you by surprise as well?
I did see, so I went I saw a ball on the pitch and I wanted to give it back to the ball boy. So when I gave it back to the ball boy, I was walking back, but people took some time to come in position. And so automatically I was looking at who was taking the corner, because depending on that, it changes my positioning in the corner. So when I was looking, I could see Trent, looking up, and I think we made a brief eye contact, and I could see that he was going to do something instinctively. So when he whipped that ball in, and I just tried and make sure that it's in the side. And I looked up before I could kick the ball, and I saw that PK and Ter Stegen were more in the middle, and the left side was open. So it's quite a hard shot, and I was just happy when it went in. It happened so quick, even mentally to realize it takes a while, and it was a key moment.
So interesting. Yeah, it was a key moment. It put you into a Champions League final that you went and won. But I'm just so interested to know, like, how much is that an instinctive focus on just getting contact with the football, and how much, having had that small glance at the defenders and the goalkeeper, are you placing the ball in a specific place?
I think it's a combination of a lot of things. I think obviously I worked a lot of finishing, which is quite important, and for me it's just being in the moment. Is being able to adapt and react. And there's games where sometimes there's a lot on your head and you struggle to get in that zone, but there's one of the games where you're just in the zone and you're flowing, and then those things instinctively happen easier. So again, maybe on a bad day the ball goes in the stands, or and I don't think many people blame me because it was quite a difficult ball. But yeah, it just happened well. It clicked, and it shows how in which flow we really were as a team.
And you know what, for any young girls and boys who are either watching this on a repeat or have been allowed to stay up late by their parents to relive one of the great nights of Liverpool, isn't it a good message that all those hours you spent on the training ground just finishing balls coming in the box, it worked for you on that night in front of the Kop in that incredible atmosphere?
Definitely. For me, it was a lot of hard work, and it was a manifestation of the hard work and the focus and the visualization. Of course, you don't know how it's going to work out, but often when you put in the work, at some point it comes out. And for me, I was just happy. The fact that I was so calm at that moment was also due to the fact that I did so much finishing and I put in so much work, and I visualized positive moments in the past. And so I think that's also one of the reasons why I was quite calm when all of these things happened.
And here's a slightly tricky question, okay? Which is the better goal? To score a goal in a Champions League final and you go and lift the trophy, or to get that late winner against arguably one of the greatest teams in the world in a semi-final? Which goal do you prefer of the two?
For me, I think it's just different emotions. Is very different. I'd say I'm always pro team. So whichever goal, defensive action, assist that can help the team win, that's for me the key moment. I'd say the Tottenham goal was closer to lifting the cup. So that has a different emotion as coming back in the semi-final, which was crucial as well. And I know that both had big importance. All the three goals had very very much importance. So when people ask me to choose, it's really I tell them that I prefer that they choose for themselves.
Listen, it's not an easy thing to work out, is it? I appreciate you giving it a go, and I don't blame you for not giving me an answer for that one. Look, we're just about out of time, but I just wanted to say a really big thanks for taking time out of your day to reflect on what happened a year ago. And most of all, I know that you're on your own. You've got family back in Belgium. You're a young guy in a city where you didn't grow up. So look after yourself. Stay safe, okay?
Okay, same for you. Stay safe, and thanks for the interview.